Hey, hi, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Welcome to Cat Ninjas. So, here we are with another day and another lecture. And as we discussed yesterday, today we'll start with a little bit of understanding about a little bit of reinforcement on geometry mensuration. That's what we do today. Welcome all of you. Welcome all of you. So, before I start, let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Belvi Srinivas. I've been working in the test prep industry for the last uh, yeah, been working in the industry for the last 14 years or so. And yes, just a moment. Yeah, I've been working for the last 14 years. That's since 2007. And as you see on this particular slide, I worked in various capacities with different organizations, contributing both on the management side as well as on the training side. That's briefly about me. And I'm also very good at mentoring the students from the beginning until they get into the B school at any stage with respect to any of the aptitudes or the interviews, all of that. So that's my strength. Yes, how can you interact with me? You can join this Telegram group, and not only there are several active students on this, and they will also try and chip in and try to address your concerns. If not, if not already, I also can just chip in and address your concerns. That's how you can reach out to me. Good evening, guys. So, who are all here? Narendra is here. I'm fine, Narendra. Ashutosh. I'm good. I'm good, Ashutosh. I'm good. Maheshwar is here, Kishan and Chinmay. Good evening, friends. Good evening. Yeah, before I start, let me quickly make certain few quick announcements and then we will start with the reinforcement lecture. This is technically for the students. If anybody is here for CAT 22 and if you are watching this particular video, maybe this is one slide which can be of some importance to you. There are series of lectures which have started on 12th November. You can always go back and watch those lectures as well. That is on the Unacademy app. You got to download the Unacademy app. So on the app, so these are the free lectures, so where there is an understanding about how to start your preparation for CAT 2022, right? And there are series of lectures. What is the advantages of starting early, and many more other things, right? Preparation plan, all that stuff. So you might take a look at this particular lecture. Nevertheless, if you don't have the invitation code when you are downloading this Unacademy app, so you can use the invitation code Belvi100 and you can download this app. But just a word of caution. So this particular lecture, what I'm doing today, might not be for CAT 22 students. It can be too early. Yes, it would make sense because it's a revision kind of lecture. What I'm trying to do, it's a revisiting certain concepts that we have already done in the past or might have gone through in the past. So therefore, I suggest that you may watch, but if you are thinking that, hey, this is the lecture, I will get some basic, I'll do certain things like that, might not be the right kind of lecture. So you can join me when I start a CAT 22 course. Yeah, that's briefly about for the CAT 22 announcements. Yes, so there is a mega combat. This is both CAT 21, 22. Anybody can take it, which is happening on this particular Sunday, that is 21st November at 5 p.m. 60 minutes, 30 questions. And there are fantastic Amazon vouchers available, 10,000, 7,000, 5,000 for different rank holders up to top 300 rank holders who take this particular test. If anybody is free and you have not never taken the combat, so take it once and you might get a chance to win one of these particular vouchers. Yeah, hi Rishabh. Yeah. Yeah, and those who are here for CAT 21, you can take a look at this mock series free. This is a free snap mock series. Might not be right now because right now you might be quite engaged with CAT 21 preparation. But yes, after that, you can certainly take a look at this. This series has kind of commenced, but then yes, nevertheless, it's commenced on 16th of November. Thus, it's commenced. But yes, you can take the tests at your plan. So whatever be your plan, according to your plan, you can take this. Yeah. Yes, that's pretty much about the announcements. Before we get on to the lecture, can you give me a sense of who are all in the meeting? That would be nice. Okay, I could see Narendra, I could see Ashutosh, Maheshwar, Kishan, Chinmay, Preet, Rishabh, and there is somebody by name Khan and Abin. Anybody else here? Anybody else? Anybody else? If you can give me a sense that okay, you are into the lecture, it would be nice. Sumit is here. Great. Who else? Abin, Sumit, and anybody else? Anybody? Rishti is here. Palak is here. Nice. Sagar is here. Sukhver Shah. All right. All right. Thanks, Rishabh. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it might take a couple of days. I may have to change a little bit in the lenses. Yeah, thank you. It might take a little more time. So maybe that could be one of the reasons I could keep today's lecture also a little lighter before I kind of, because it has like watery eye. What I should say, it has a bit of a watery eye because of the distortion in the lens, and yeah, so therefore, so it starts dripping that water, kind of like no watery eye. Therefore, I'll see. So that should not be a problem. I can wipe out the water and keep taking the lecture, right? And that's what I've been doing since morning. Yeah, cool. I'm not taking the lecture, but that's how I'm surviving. Cool. All right, let's get started. So, okay, let me tell you this. So yesterday, as we discussed, I kind of cut down the questions difficulty level maybe by about 15 to 20% or so, right? Yesterday I was telling that let us cut it down and see how does it go, right? So there is nothing wrong in trying. So if that builds a little bit of confidence and that kind of sets up something there, it is nice. So what I'm doing today is maybe about 4 or 5 questions from geometry concepts and 4 or 5 questions from mensuration concept, right? This is what we are trying to kind of do now based on the time and how much we can push, right? So I've cut down intentionally. I've cut down. I looked at the questions. I said that, hey, not this, but let's take this kind of. Let's see how does that kind of goes together. But since it's a geometry, you might want to draw certain diagrams sometimes. So therefore, as a benefit, I still give you 2 minutes despite cutting down a little bit on the difficulty level. But let's see. Now, how much does that make sense? I mean, cutting down by 15-20% means different for a different people. Therefore, I really don't know what does it actually means. Only the performance will tell me that story. Yeah. So, but still, I go on to give you 2 minutes because it's a geometry. I am taking that decision because sometimes you may have to draw the diagram, so it takes a little bit of time. So, and hence I'm giving about 2 minutes. 2 minutes may be a little higher, but yeah, sure. So 2 minutes, you should be able to respond to most of the questions that I'm going to present today. Nevertheless, through those particular questions, we will learn some of the important things, some gold standards, things to be remembered. So let's try and see those parameters as well. See, whatever we are doing from the question perspective, exam perspective, some of these are very standard kind of questions which we should kind of revise before CAT. That's my intention. Fair enough. Are we ready to start? Do you ready means have you kept your book and pen ready? If yes, put that yes there. Otherwise, grab your book, take a pen, and then put yes in the chat. Yeah. Take a book, take a pen, put yes in the chat, then we will start. Good evening, Priyanshu. Go ahead, everybody, go ahead. First, grab a book, grab a pen, and then put yes in the chat. Yeah. So, no yes from others implies that no book, no pen. Okay. Good evening, Neha. Good evening. Quickly, everybody grab a book and a pen. I don't want any passive onlookers. It is not an edutainment, right? Don't try to make an entertainment kind of stuff. You keep telling, we keep watching. No, nothing like that. So we will work together. That should be always the idea, right? So education, let us retain it like that, sanctity of it. Let's not make another edutainment. All right. So let's come in here. Let's take the first question. Yeah, about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes. 2 minutes is nice time. Even if you have a cold start problem, this drill you should finish in 2 minutes. It's a drill. Go ahead, everybody, go ahead. Yeah, all right, good. Let's take a look at this. All right, this is built on what? This is built on the premise of chord bisector theorem. This is built on the premise of chord bisector theorem, which we all kind of know. Okay, what is that? If there is a chord and if there is a center of the circle, if AB is a chord, it doesn't matter, it need not be horizontal line or whatever it is. If O is the center, if I drop a perpendicular from the center onto the chord, say that it meets at a point called as M, it bisects the chord, right? This is the chord bisector theorem, which we kind of discussed, and we did couple of applications built on this, right? It's a chord bisector theorem. This question is simply built on the premise of chord bisector. There is a catchword chord here, right? And there is a word bisect here. So therefore you understand that, hey, keywords are well set. It's kind of like, you are kind of looking for the keyword when you are reading this particular question. The keywords are kind of set. Therefore you kind of say that maybe this is one reflection. I'm not saying that you immediately get to know that. Surely you will think of this as well, because things are pretty much set there. There is a chord which is set, there is a bisect which is set. Therefore you kind of understand that there is going to be a chord bisector theorem. Okay, chord bisector theorem, which is the chord here. XY is one of the chord. Now this is bisecting, therefore this is 90 degrees. This is 190 degree here, chord bisector theorem. Why? This is the center and it is bisecting XY, right? The OP is bisecting. He's saying that OP is bisecting XY. So in the sense, it is 90 degrees. It is bisecting XY. When it is bisecting the angle, because I'm interested in the angle, whenever it bisects perpendicularly. We know that from the chord bisector theorem, right? Yeah. So that becomes 90 degrees. Same thing happens on the other side. It is 90. Why? Now this side OQ also bisects YZ. So YZ line is here, this is YZ, and OQ bisects it, and hence you say that the angle formed there is 90 degrees. Not only bisected, I'm not interested in the length this time, I'm more interested in the angle this time. So if I take a look at this particular quadrilateral, which quadrilateral, let me call this point as M, let me call this point as N. If I take this quadrilateral YNOM, I understand that the sum of the angles should be equal to 360 degrees, of which author also has mentioned that this particular angle Y is 50 degrees here, and hence I understand that this is 90, this is 90, this is 50, thereby this forms 130 degrees. Angle O, right? POQ becomes 130 degrees, and if I just drop this particular line, say on this chord PQ forms a central angle of 130 degrees. Therefore it also forms, right? So it forms an angle of 65 degrees out here. That is 130 divided by 65, right? That included angle becomes inscribed angle becomes 65 degrees. Very simple question built on what? One single concept, which is chord bisector theorem. Once you have that, you have a central angle issue versus inscribed angle issue, which we are all pretty familiar with. All right, let me go to the next question. See, always look for the stimulus in geometry, right? Whenever you're looking at the geometry, look for the stimulus. What properties I can use? What are the stimulus? What are the keywords? Try to all. Don't be lost with the question. Look for those loaded words, those keywords we also called as loaded words. Chords are there, bisecting is happening. These are kind of the loaded words, we call them. Look for the loaded words and then try to interpret the question through that loaded words. Try and look through that prism of loaded words. You should be able to get certain ideas flowing. One of the ideas would definitely match, and that will get you through the question. So this reflection to those loaded words is also essential when you read the question. Fair enough. On this note, let's move to the next question. Yeah, go ahead, guys. 2 minutes. I said that I reduced the difficulty level by about notch. That's okay, but still all cat questions. We'll do the next set later. So we'll increase by 15-20% and do another set later. Let's do this and let's get going well today. Go ahead. It will take little time because you might have to draw. Not ABC, sorry, PQR. Good, Sonakshi, good question. Area of triangle PQR. Yeah, makes sense. PQR. Okay, I will give a minute more. My mistake. You'd be almost there. Why don't you find the area of PQR? Yeah. Okay, let me ask a question. Why don't you type what is the length of PQ? What is the measure of PQ? Can anybody type what is the measure of PQ you got? What is the measure of PQ? What is the measure of PQ? What is the length of PQ here? Can you guys tell me what is the length of PQ you got? Because PQ is a line. You got the measure of PQ. Can somebody type what is the measure of PQ you got? Right. Yeah, Rishav says 6, which is correct, right? The measure of PQ would be 6, right? Correct. Preeti is also saying Sonakshi 6. That's right, right? Measure of PQ is nothing but 6. Yeah, that's it. Once it is done, the game is actually over, right? So what is that we are trying to apply here? We are trying to apply the basic proportionality theorem kind of, right? It's an equilateral triangle. So ABC forms an equilateral triangle. So there is A here, there is B and C. Okay, so it's an equilateral triangle, and author is saying that hey, there is a line PQ. So there is a line PQ, so which divides this AB and BC in the ratio, PQ which divides this in the ratio. The line PQ is parallel to BC. Yeah, so these two lines are parallel. This ratio is 3:4. Right, yeah, this ratio is 3:4. So we know that hey, this 4 plus 3 corresponds to 7. If this is 7x, then this is going to be 3x, because all right, no, this whole length is what? 4 plus 3 corresponds to 7. Therefore, if you think this is 7x, then this is going to be a function of 3x. Good, but I know what is the value of 7x. What is the value of 7x? 14 centimeters. Therefore, what is the value of 3x, which is nothing but 6 centimeters. Find z. He says that any arbitrary point. How does it matter? Whatever be the value of z, doesn't matter. Say that okay, PQ R, or he says that any arbitrary point. Let's say this is R. It doesn't matter where is R, because all I'm interested is what? The height of this particular triangle. All I'm interested is height of this triangle, because base I know is 6 units. All I need to know is the height of this particular triangle. Therefore, half base into height is going to be my answer. I know that in an equilateral triangle, if this will be a function of what? This would be always a function of this 4, because this height is going to be a function of 3. All right, function of 3, because total height, again, by using the basic proportionality theorem, the heights will also be in the similar ratio. What is the height of triangle ABC? The height of triangle ABC is root 3 by 2 times of 14. This is the height of triangle ABC, entire triangle ABC. This entire height is how much? Root 3 by 2 times of the side. Okay, out of which what proportion I want? I want 4 proportions. The 4-piece proportion I want. 4 out of what? 4 out of 7. If the total length corresponds to 7, I want a height equivalent of this 4 size. Therefore, 4 by 7. This is the meaning of this particular height. When you substitute, it will become half, base is 6. Height is nothing but root 3 by 2 times of 14. That is the entire height. But I want proportion of 4 by 7 out of this. Upon resolving, you will get this answer as 12 root 3. Right? Upon solving, you get this particular answer as 12 root 3. Comfortable? Everybody comfortable about this question? Right? All comfortable? Very simple concepts. That's what I'm saying. Very simple concepts asked in CAT. Some of the very simple concept questions. Okay, this is what happens when we just reduce our discussion by 20%. Yeah, anyway, it's a warm up. We'll go along. As we go along, we will see the learning parameters. Good. So we are kind of doing revision parameters. Nice. Basic. Okay, if you say that, hey, what did we revise it here? We simply revised basic proportionality theorem. That's it. The first one was called bisector theorem. Here we talked about the basic proportionality theorem and little bit about the equilateral triangles, things like that. Okay, now let's go to the next one. This also we discussed. Answer this in 2 minutes. This concept also we discussed. 2 minutes is too much time. Read the question, understand carefully, within 2 minutes resolve it. We did one much better CAT question on the same concept. Good. All right. This is the concept we kind of discussed. All right. I said that, hey, if I divide this particular cone, all right, if this is an inverted cone, not a triangle, cone, right? Assume that this is the cone. And if I just divide it in the ratio 1:1, all right, this particular ratio is 1:1. Then the volume it holds is what? You will go till here, it is 1 cube. And you will go till here and you call this as 2 cube. Why 2? Because 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 cube. In the sense, the volume till here, if it is 1 liter, the volume till here, it is going to be 8 liters, right? That is what we kind of discussed, right? That is what happens there. Height wise, it is 1:1. So height wise, it is 1:1. But then this is what happens. And similarly, if I just say that, hey, I have a cone, I cut this in the ratio 2, already I cut this in the ratio 3:2. You say that the volume it holds till here is how much? 3 cube. A volume it holds till here is how much? 3 plus 2, which is going to be 5 cube. In the sense, if this takes a volume of 27 liters, by the time you go to the top, it takes 125 liters. This gap is going to be how much water will be taken into this particular one. We said that this is 125 minus 27, right? 125 minus 27, which is equal to 98. This is the kind of drill which we already kind of done. Yes or no? Someone confirm? We did this drill, right? We did this drill. I remember taking some time to do this particular drill to explain one of the very good CAT questions. Now this question is simply built on that. This is another CAT question built on the similar concept, right? Now therefore this is another CAT question which is technically built on the similar concept. Let's see, yeah, how is this particular tank? This tank, I don't know. It's a very different kind of tank. It is standing on the tip. So the author says that, hey, it is like this. It's a cone. And on this particular cone stands a cylinder. This is how the tank is. This is how the tank is. This is the water tank. This is how the water tank is. It's saying that, hey, how is the shape? The shape of a cylinder mounted on the inverted cone. This is the shape. This is the shape explained. What is the shape of the water tank? Water tank shape has been explained. Cylinder mounted on an inverted cone. That becomes the tank. Yeah, that becomes the tank. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what I said. Engineering wise, it's very difficult. Therefore, it's difficult to imagine how this is getting balanced, right? Engineering wise, it is that. Yeah, nevertheless, we don't know. Maybe tank is like that, Rishabh. They might have given the support like this, man. Simple. They might have given a support like this. Water is getting into this. I can always give a support, right? I can always give a support. That's my point, right? From the engineering perspective, you can give a support. The tank has to be like this. Sure, we will make the drilling like that. That's it. We will make it. But then already we'll mount it. Mounting can be done like this. Okay, now let's not get into physics, etc. What material we use, right, to do this. That's a different issue. Let's not worry, get into the engineering side of it. Let's get onto the math side of it. Fair enough. So now what did author say? Author is saying that, hey, it looked at half, 1:1. The tank was filled at 1:1. When the water was still here, author is saying that the time taken is 3 minutes, which means this is 1 cube. All right, till here it is going to be 1 cube, till here it is going to be 2 cube. To fill 1 cube liters, it has taken 3 minutes. All right, this has pipe has taken 3 minutes. Therefore, to fill 8 liters, which means this entire cone to get filled, all right, this entire cone to get filled, 8 liters, it will be 8 into 3 minutes, because it is 8 liters, 8 into 3 minutes, which would become 24 minutes. The cone is taking 24 minutes. We know that. Hey, what is the difference? If I have the same radius is same, height is same. If I have the same radius and height, the cone and the cylinder having the same radius and the height, I know that the cylinder is equal to 3 times of the cone, because in the formula of the volume, what do you write? All right, you write this as 1/3 times of, right, r square times of h. On the other hand, you will write this as simply r square times of h. This is the volumes of the cylinder versus the cone, and hence you say that how cylinder and cone are related, 3 times of it. And hence if it is taking 24 minutes here, it is going to take 3 times of 24 minutes, because I already added 24 minutes. For the cone to get filled, it is taking 24 minutes. There is a cylinder also on top of that. For the cylinder to get filled, it is going to take another 24 into 3 minutes, which is going to be 72. Total time is 72 plus 24, which is going to be 96 minutes. Answer in minutes. Therefore, if there is a box, you are supposed to fill 96 on this particular question. However, this question had answer options. That's a different issue, but the same question can come with a box, and they may say that you tell me how much time this entire tank takes to get filled. You will say that 96 minutes it takes. Comfortable? Everybody clear? Everybody clear about this? Answer is 96 for this question. Give a confirm yes, guys. So we did this concept before as well. Just you got to apply that and figure that out. And anybody not clear, let me know what part you are not clear. If there is a portion of it not clear to you, let me know which is that portion. If it is clear, then just put it as clear, yes, whatever, right? Just in case not clear, let me know. Cool, that's nice, very good. Yeah, I'm hoping that everybody is understanding, not just Sumit Sagar and then Lakhan, all that stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's nice. That's nice. That's nice. Okay, the maximum minimum questions also kept coming, right? So this is another beautiful question. Like these kind of questions you keep getting once in every 2-3 years, right? It's very frequent kind of question. The frequency of this kind of question, what I'm projecting, is pretty high. This is pretty high. Yeah, take a look at this particular question. Reflect it. You guys would have done somewhere in the mock or somewhere during your CAT previous papers, all that you would have come across. Yeah, Utkarsh, then I will respond only after the class. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let's take a look, guys. That's a good reflection time. Let's take a look at this particular question. Okay, before that, all right, before that, what is that question you were asking? What is that cylinder part? What is that cylinder part? I think you are referring to previous question. Can you quickly type what you wanted to know on the cylinder part? Cylinder would have, right? Cylinder would have a volume 3 times of the cone, right? Is that what you were asking? Cylinder would have a volume which would be 3 times of the cone. In the formula, volume formula, look at the volume formula for cone and a cylinder. Therefore, if the radius and height are same, if you refer to the previous question, right, if the radius and height are same, it's given, right, radius and height of cone and cylinder are equal. So therefore it will take 3 times of this. It will take into 3 times. If this is taking 24 minutes, because now the volume is 3 times, therefore it will take 3 times of it, which becomes 72. But this, I have to fill the water entirely here, all of this. So therefore already 72 plus 24, which becomes 96. Is that right? Clear? Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. Let's come back to this question, right? Let's come back to this question. So firstly, it is a right angle triangle, right? Firstly, it is a right angle triangle. Nice and beautiful concept. Very good. Yeah. Most of you did this. That's right. That shows that your preparation seems to be good. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. So we have a triangle. We have a triangle. Let me call this as ABC. ABC is the triangle. Let me call this as 20 units. This is 21 units and this is 29 units. Now these are the sides of a right angle triangle. So that's nice to have. That's nice to know. You should know that, okay, are they a little bit of a right angle triangle, scalene triangle? You may have to examine that little bit. And this is one of the triplets. All right. This is one of the lesser known triplets which has been asked in the CAT, XAT, IIFT, in all the exams. This has come couple of times already. But this is the lesser known triplets when compared with some of the other very popular triplets like the functions of 3, 4, 5, all right, pretty popular triplets, 3, 4, 5 k times, right? Or it can be 5, 12, 13, right? Or it can be 8, 15, or 8, 15, 17. These are all very popular kind of triplets. We have those 5 popular triplets, but don't forget 20, 21, 29 is also a triplet. This is also a Pythagorean triplet. 20, 21, 29. Fair enough. So therefore you understand that it's a right angle triangle. Now whenever you want to cut it, just ensure that make a line parallel to, draw a line, let me call this as PQ. Always draw a line parallel to the shortest side. If you want to divide something into equals or whatever the proportion you want to divide, but you want to have the length of the fence to be as small as possible. See, idea is what? There is a person here who has a piece of land. He wants to share it both of them equally. Now it doesn't matter whether the shapes remain triangles, rectangles. It really doesn't matter, right? It really doesn't matter to them. The concept you should know, right? Concept is what? You got to put them into the ratio. You got to put that line parallel to the shortest side. That's important there, right? Once you know that it has to be parallel to the shortest side, fair enough. So what you wanted here, you wanted this to be in the ratio what, right? You wanted this to be in the ratio 1:1. You want this ratio to be 1:1. So if I make this ratio 1:1, will the area be same? No. You go backward. Hey, area of triangle ABC, a triangle ABC to the area of triangle APQ. APQ should be in the ratio 2:1. So that is important there. When he said that, hey, divide it equally means what? If this piece is 1, then this piece is 1. What is 1 plus 1? 1 plus 1 is 2. What is that 2? Area of the triangle ABC, if it is 2 square units, then the area of the triangle APQ should be equal to 1 square unit. That is the meaning there. Okay. If this is the areas, then the sides of the triangles, the ratio of the sides, which two sides you are talking about? Side BC is to side PQ, corresponding sides. I'm talking about the side BC to the corresponding side PQ, right? PQ and BC should be what? Square root of this, because area is a root function. So therefore you say that this should be root 2 divided by 1. So therefore you are saying that BC and PQ are in the ratio root 2:1. So far you are clear, my friends? Is this clear to you? Is this clear? Is this clear? Done. Problem is over. This is all you wanted to know. This is all you wanted to know. This was given. A ratio of the sides, squares is given. Area was given. Side is what you need to figure out. Side is what you need to figure out. Therefore, side should be in the ratio root 2:1. right? Side should be in the ratio root 2 is to 1. Over. Problem is over. Root 2 corresponds to what? A root 2 corresponds to 20 units. It's given, no? BC is equal to 20 units. 20 units correspond to what? Root 2. If root 2 corresponds to 20 units, 1 corresponds to how much? 10 root 2. Perfect. Right? 10 root 2 is your answer. Comfortable? Everybody clear about this? Everyone clear about this? Well-known concept. This is a very well-known concept. Well-known concept. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Rishabh. That's right. That's right. All right, take a look at this question. Not really. We have become very familiar, Rishabh. That's it. The difficulty level also appears better, lower, because we became more familiar. There are multiple reasons to appear like that. Remember that, right? We are 10 days to CAT. There are multiple reasons why things appear easier because we are well prepared. That is also a factor. Yeah. Right, very good, very good. Built on what? Simple concept that the longest median is drawn onto the shortest side, right? This is simply built on a single concept that the longest median is built on the shortest side. So this is again a right angle triangle. We have a right angle triangle whose sides are 12 by 35 and 37. Right, so longest median is always drawn onto the shortest side. I will take this midpoint M. So let me say that here this was ABC, this was the size of the pizza. So midpoint M, and this is the longest median. Longest median is drawn onto the shortest side, and the shortest median is drawn onto the longest side. If I separate this, so there will be two pieces here. Already this is how we will see here. There is A here, there is B here, and there is M. This is one piece of pizza. The another piece of pizza is what AM would be common, and then you have there is A, M, and there is C, all this. So therefore you know that, hey, all that I have to do is what? Find out this median, add to perimeter, because this median gets double counted. AM gets double counted, rest of them would be as it is. Therefore you will simply add 12 plus 35 plus 37, which becomes 84. Some of these numbers is 84, and that 84 is there because there is this 37. See, this is your 37 here, this is your 35 here, this is 6, and this is 6. All that is there. All you got to add is what? 2 times of the longest median. Longest median is drawn onto the shortest side. So therefore you just look at this particular triangle, you get the longest median as 1, 2, 6, 1, and then A is the answer. It's a Pythagorean triplet. This is 6 and this is 35. This is nothing but under root of root 35 square plus 6 square, which becomes 1261. 2 times because it will be double counted. It would be double counted. Make it 2 times, and there we are with the answer. Only one concept. The longest median is drawn onto the shortest side. Fine. Let's go to the next one. Let's move on to the next one on this. Yeah, beautiful question. Answer this. Very nice and fine cat question. Answer this. Everybody answer this. Hmm. All right. Yes, guys. Yes. This is based on what? Angle bisector theorem. So I'm just seeing that, okay, we are kind of revising all possible theorems. There are circles I'm not taking today because we might not have, only the chord is one. Yeah, there is another circle one which we will do, but then I have not gone into the depth of the circle. We are revising from the triangle perspective most of the theorem. What is this? This is simply built on the premise of angle bisector theorem. It's given, angle bisectors are given. So all right, so there is some triangle. So if you randomly want to draw something, you would say that, okay, ABC is a triangle and there is a point inside called as I. Where is it? Anywhere, you take it anywhere. Okay, therefore I am joining them. So I'm joining this. Okay, once I join this, author is saying that, hey, you bisect this. All right, I bisected this. It looked something like this, the bisector. So when you bisected this, all right, now you are saying that AIB, AI, all right, angle AIB by AIB, all right, all these are bisected at P, Q, R, etc. Okay, now this angle is getting bisected, maybe something like this. This angle is getting bisected, maybe something like this. Okay, now there is a P here, there is a Q here, there is a R here. What happened here? The angles got bisected. Okay, then what is given to me? AP by BP, AB is nothing but 5:14. In the sense this is 5, this is going to be 9. 5:14. Where is that? AP to AB is 5:14. Therefore, if I call it as 5 units, and then I will be getting the remaining 9 units there. Okay, 9:5 is the ratio. Good enough. What does it technically mean to us? Listen to me. This also means that AI, so here, because AP is given to me, that I am now taking AI because I am applying angle bisector theorem. AI divided by IB will also be in the ratio 5:9. This ratio will also be 5:9. That is the meaning of the angle bisector theorem. If you are applying the angle bisector theorem on the triangle AIB, so you are applying it on AIB. Now this is the angle bisector. If this is theta, then this is also theta. Then if some measurement is given to me as 5/9, I can shift that measurement as 5/9. Okay, 5 and 9 are not absolute measures. Be mindful about it. It's a ratio. It's a ratiometric measure. Similar thing, I can do it on the other side as well. Now author is saying that, hey, I will give another ratio to you. Okay, this is done. This is done, fairly done. Okay, let me move to the other side of the issue. So he is also saying that AR by RC is 2:3, right? AR by RC is 2:3. He says that this ratio is 2:3. Okay, so which also implies that I can put this as 2 units and I can put this as 3 units. What is the 2 units? AI divided by, all right, AI divided, let me go in a little clockwise direction. Let me write this first, CI divided by AI. Let me write it as CI divided by AI is 3:2. Okay, so far you are clear about this? So far you guys are clear what I have done? I've applied angle bisector theorem. Therefore, I shifted the dimensions onto a different line. 5/9 was given to me, I shifted it inside. 2/3 is given to me, I shifted it inside. I will tell you why we are shifting it. Because angle bisector theorem, that's another way of understanding this. So far it is clear. Everybody clear so far? Yeah. You're getting it. You're getting sense of what I'm trying to do. Sumit, Chinmay, okay, Fragrance, others, you are getting sense of what I'm trying to do. Most of you answered. Very good. That's the meaning of angle bisector theorem, right? Yeah. Okay, now let me go cyclical. Let me go cyclical. Very good. Since you are getting a point out here, let me just quickly go cyclical and finish this particular deal. Author says that BQ is equal to 6 centimeter, and how much this is going to be. Let me call this as X centimeters. If I call this as 6 and X centimeters, now think about this. I can shift this 6 here, I can shift this 6 here, and I can shift this X here, because this angle is also bisected, alpha and alpha. Therefore, I can shift them there. I can shift them there. What does it mean to us? All right, it also means to me that BI, all right, this also means to me that BI divided by, here, BI divided by CI is in the ratio 6 divided by X. Now you understand that, hey, if I simply multiply them, okay, I have a lot of ratios. If I multiply all these variables, that results in 1. Think about it. AI gets cancelled with AI, BI gets cancelled with BI, CI gets cancelled with CI, which means if I multiply all of them, they will become equal to 1, right? They all kind of become equal to 1, which implies 5 by 9 into 3 by 2 into 6 by x should be equal to 1, right? 9 2 times 18 gets cancelled with this, and hence x is equal to 5. Pretty standardized kind of questions which appear in CAT, right? You got three ratios. Angle bisector theorem simply built on the premise of angle bisector theorem. Dimensions were given inside, put them on to the inside, and we are done with it. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. All good. Yeah. What is that Sagar Rishav trying to say? Yeah. Simple questions, of course. Yes. I hope you got the point. Shall we go further? Done? Done. I didn't understand the discussion between Sagar and Rishav. Nevertheless, so we got it. We'll go further. Let's go further. Okay, now this is typical CAT type. Squeezing in is what CAT loves to do it, right? I told you many times. Squeezing in is what CAT loves to do it. So we can never have a geometry session without squeezing something. We must learn to squeeze things because that is what CAT is good at. Wherever they get an opportunity, they squeeze something and they will say that you tell me that. Yeah, go ahead, take good 2 minutes and tell me the answer to this beautiful geometry question. In every alternate year, they squeeze something and they would be interested in that. Okay, all right guys, listen to this, everybody listen to this and try to remember this, those who knew this would have closed it faster. So whenever two circles, forget this circle, I'm not interested in this circle for the time being. Listen, everybody listen. So this is a direct common tangent. Which is a direct common tangent? PQ is a direct common tangent, and we have the two circles touching. We have two circles touching circles. Whenever there is a touching circle, what is the relationship between the centers and the point of, all right now here, all right now, so let me call this point as M, and let me call this particular point as N, let me call this as R, and let me call the radius of this particular circle as R, right? So the big R and the small r, and then you would have, this is the line joining the centers, XY is line joining the centers. I can drop a line parallel to the common direct common tangent. It appears like this. What is this gap? Therefore this particular gap is, what is this here? This XY is nothing but R plus R. XY is nothing but R plus R. What is this here? All right, now this is, let me call this particular point as M. This whole radius was big R. The whole radius of the bigger circle was big R. Therefore what is this particular gap? That is Y to M. What is this particular gap? This is R minus R. This much we understand. Therefore, what is this xm? X already m is used, right? Okay, let me call this point as, let me call this point as z. Let me call this as z. What is xz? Xz is same as mn. Xz would be same as mn. Both would be going to be similar. Xz would be same as mn here. So therefore, how do you find the xz? Right angle triangle. Therefore, you say that r plus r whole square minus r minus r whole square, right? R minus r whole square. You will take this under root. This will be equal to xz, which is also nothing but mn. If you simplify this, you will get this as under root of 4 times of r and r. Alright, this is nothing but the mn. What is mn here? Mn is the length of the direct common tangent. Mn is nothing but the length of the direct common tangent. Listen to the, alright, understand that very carefully. So hereafter, whenever two circles touch, whenever two circles are touching, and if I have a direct common tangent flowing between them, the measure of the direct common tangent, which means if this point is m, this point is n, and if I have a radius of the first circle as r, and if I have the radius of the second circle is r, only when they are touching, when the circles are touching, right, only when they are touching, you can say that the measure of mn, that is the length of the direct common tangent between them, is nothing but under root of 4 times of r times of r. It is important. All right, this is important to remember. Try and remember this premise. Life becomes very sorted and easier. Okay, so far this circle is clear. The concept within this circle is clear. Give a quick understanding there. Concept illustrated in this circle is clear. Everybody is clear about it. Some of you know how to find the direct common tangent formula also. Doesn't matter which formula you use. It's simply a right angle triangle. After using this, if they are touching circles, try to remember this. Easy to remember. Under root of 4 times of r into r. It is true only for the circles which are touching. Touching circles is what we see in the exam more often than not. Think about it. Think about it. They will squeeze the diagrams which touch actually. Which touch more often than not, they touch. Therefore, it is okay to remember. It makes some sense to remember, or at least, okay, we know that this is how we got to resolve it. Okay. Guys, everyone clear about this? Give a quick understanding there. This is clear. This concept of under root of 4 times of r is clear. Big radius and small radius, product of bigger and the smaller radius. Okay, now let's assume that we knew this, or we kind of arrived at this faster. If you arrived at this faster, let me now come back to this particular circle. Let me call this, okay, I know this particular one, this is 36. I know one measurement there. Hey, this is 36. Okay. I know another measurement on the other side there, right? I know other measurement, which is 144. Now, what I want you to do is, hey, so let us say that the smaller one is nothing but r, right? Now, r is what I am interested in. This is what I am interested in. Now, m, there is m here. Now, listen to me very carefully. Let's wrap it up. This is m, there is n, and let me call this particular point as o. So, mn is also equal to mo plus on. Alright, yeah. Do I know the value of mn? Of course, yes. What is the value of mn? Under root of 4 times of 36 into 144. That is the value of mn. Value of mn means I need to look at this number. I need to look at this particular number. 4 times of that, because these are the touching circles. Done. Okay, the value of mn is done. Hey, now forget this particular circle. Big circle, you forget it. Hey, do I know the value of mo? Of course, yes. Because there is one r here. Alright, there is one circle with r here, one circle with 36 here. And hence you say that this is going to be under root of 4 times of 36 times of r. Fair enough. Okay, now remove the other side of the circle. Leave this circle. Now don't remove this circle. Think about this bigger circle and this smaller circle. Hey, I have 144 here, I have r here. They are touching, the circles are touching here, and hence you say that this is 4 times of 144 times of r. Done. So you are sorted. So therefore 4 gets cancelled throughout. 4 gets cancelled throughout. Therefore this is 6 into 12, which is also equal to 6r plus 12r. 6r plus 12r is nothing but 18r, which is also equal to 6 into 12. Simplify this, you will get the value of r from here. Alright, now therefore r is equal to 3, and you say that hey, this is nothing but 3 4 times r is equal to 4. That's what you get it as the radius, right? Therefore he's saying that find the radius of the third circle when the centers are touching like this. You say that the radius of the other circle is going to be 4r. Comfortable? Radius is 4. Comfortable, my friends? Everybody clear about this? All good? I applied that concept 3 times. I applied that particular concept 3 times. So sorry, it is root r, right? It is root r. Root r is equal to this. It's a root r. Root r is equal to this. Therefore, r is equal to 16. Yeah, square that. It's a root r. That's a root r. It is root r everywhere. It is root r. It's root r. Therefore, root r is equal to 4. Therefore, r is equal to 16. Yep. Okay, therefore try and remember that concept, because touching is what you kind of keep seeing in the exam, right? Touching is what you kind of keep seeing in the exam. So therefore try and remember that, so it would become little faster. It becomes faster. Certain things already it's better to remember. Yeah, nice and fine cat question. Answer this. Answer this. 2 minutes is big time. It's a very well-known concept. How soon you will answer? Let me see. Oh, previous question you were asking. Okay. No idea about your query, Sonakshi. You're asking me something, I have no idea what is that. Whenever we squeeze in y, it should be in that format. Yeah. All right. So let's come to this. Let's take a look. Why nobody answered this particular question? Was it harder? So isn't it an equilateral triangle? Did you crack that particular part in this particular question? Isn't it an equilateral triangle? If the altitudes as well as medians are matching, then it has to be an equilateral triangle. That is the cracking part of this particular question. Only already if it is an equilateral triangle, then the altitudes becomes median. Otherwise, altitude will not become a median. All altitudes are medians. All altitudes are median. See, for example, even if you take an isosceles triangle, let me take an isosceles triangle. In an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal. Let's say that the AB is equal to AC. The side AB is equal to AC. If I drop a median, the median will also be an altitude drawn onto the side BC, right? Drawn onto the side BC. In that case, what you tried to say? You tried to say that AB is equal to AC. If AB is equal to AC, then one median drawn onto the non-equal side. Okay, now if I extend it, if I say that, hey, now I am bringing another median here. I'm bringing another median here, which also becomes altitude. Then you are trying to say that then AC is also equal to BC. Then AC is also equal to BC. Therefore, now it becomes a right angle, then it becomes an equilateral triangle. Understood, Rishabh? Understood. The moment I bring another altitude and I try to prove that this altitude is also a median, then naturally in this case you are trying to say that AC is equal to BC. In that case, AB is equal to AC is equal to BC. Third is not required. The moment I bring the second one, the game is over. The game is over. I don't even need the third one. You understood this fact, everybody? This was an important point here in this particular CAT question. The most important thing was when all altitudes are nothing but medians implies that it is an equilateral triangle. Doesn't matter, Rishabh. They need not be equal. All that is a later stuff. The moment I say that altitudes and medians, right? AB, these are altitudes as well as medians. The moment you say that it is acting as an altitude, also acting as a median, then it becomes an equilateral triangle. All medians are acting like altitudes. Every median is an acting like an median as well as an altitude. It's a function, dual function. Dual function, if one of them is doing, then it becomes isosceles. Assume that only one of them, let me call it as AM. If AM alone is functioning like this, then it becomes isosceles. Now I am saying that in this, bring another one, say that, okay, drop another line, say that this fellow is also acting like a median as well as an altitude. Then you say that it will be an equilateral triangle, because in this case, the length of AC, look at the blue line, from the blue line perspective, AC should be equal to BC. Alright, AC should be equal to BC, only then it is possible. Alright, AC should be equal to BC. So which implies that now our earlier premises, in the earlier premise you already said that AC is equal to AB. Now you are saying that AC is also equal to BC, and hence you are saying that AC is equal to AB is equal to BC. So it becomes a equilateral triangle. Hey, did you get this cracking point? That's important here. Understood? Understood. This is the concept. This is the concept. If the altitudes and medians are same, then all three altitudes are equivalent. In fact, two altitudes also behave like medians. Then it is done. Two is enough. Third is not required. Two is enough to prove that it's an equilateral triangle. Third is not required. Did you get this, everybody? This is the concept I was talking in this question. This is the concept we were talking. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right, done then. All right, done. So therefore you can use it in whichever form you want, right? One of them is saying that I can use that the medians and the sides, or the relationship between the sides and the medians is 4 by 3, whatever, it doesn't matter. All right, now so we can close this now. So therefore you understand that, hey, what is this? Already AP is nothing but the height of an equilateral triangle, 3 times of the height of an equilateral triangle, height square. 3 times of the height square of an equilateral triangle is 51 root 3. What is this AP? AP is the height of an equilateral triangle. What is BQ? That's also height of an equilateral triangle. So each one of them is nothing but the height. Therefore 3 times the height is nothing but this. Therefore the square of the height is nothing but 17 times of root 3. What is the relationship between the side and the height? You say that, hey, side and the height is equal to root 3 by 2 times of side. All right, root 3 by 2 times of side. Okay, this is the relationship between this. Hey, what is the area? Area is nothing but root 3 by 4 times of side square. Root 3 by 4 times of side square. Fair enough. Hey, what is the side? Therefore you can say from here that side is also nothing but 2 by root 3 times of height. It's all well known formulas. Root 3 by side is nothing but this. Fair enough. So therefore what is side square? In place of side square I can write the square of this particular function, and hence area is equal to root 3 by 4 times of side square. Side square is nothing but 2 square and then root 3 whole square and h square. Do I know the value of h square? Of course, yes. Come back and substitute the value of h square in this particular place. You will be able to close it and get the answer, and hence you say that root 3 by 4 times of 4 divided by 3 times of height square is 17 root 3. So once you simplify this, all gets cancelled. This 3 gets cut off with this, and 4 gets cut off with this, and hence you have 17 as the answer. Area is nothing but 17 square units. Comfortable, everybody? Yeah, comfortable. Yeah, they all should be equal. So that's what it means. Equilateral triangle. 17 is the answer. All good? All good? Yeah, learn to get to a little bit of underlying concept there, because we would know them pretty much. We would know them well. Just try and figure that out. It's as simple as that. When you look at the CAT questions, most of them will be very well-known concepts. Just get to the root of it. Try to understand what they're trying to communicate. It hardly takes any time after that to solve. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. One very popular question. Very popular question. Why don't you close this, guys? A little bit on quadrilaterals. Guys, what happened? This I felt is one of the easiest questions. This is a standard question you solve in the 9th or 10th standard for your boards, right? Isn't it? This is a very standard question you solve them for your boards, basically, right? Technically 9th standard, sometime 10th standard, doesn't matter. Okay, here I have a quadrilateral. All right, here I have this trapezium. These are two parallel sides. P, this is Q, this is R and S, let's say. Okay, these two parallel sides, one of them is 12 units, the other one is 16 units, right? This is something given there. And then there is a PX to PS is 1:4. So therefore, let me drop a point here. Let me drop a point. So here is X, let's say this, the point is X. 1:4 means this ratio would now become 1:3, right? Px, so this is 1:3. There is a point X which is going on to the other side, which will meet here at point Y. It's a parallel line. There are three parallel lines. Now these are the three parallel lines that I have out here. These are the three parallel lines. The ratio of this is PS, X to PS is 1:4. When I cut it, it would become 1:3. That becomes the ratio. Of course, the ratio of the height also becomes this. Okay, now you know. How do I find the measurement of XY? Very important, and you learn this in the class 9 if I'm not wrong. Class 9 or class 10, somewhere around the different boards, you will learn this. Okay, how do I find this measurement of XY? So in a trapezium, you look at the parallel sides. One parallel side is 12, the other parallel side is 16. Okay, what is closer to 12? 3 is closer to 12. You will note it down under that. Which is closer to 16? 1 is closer to 16. Then do what? Then you will take the average after cross multiplying. You cross multiply. Okay, you say that 12 one time, which is 12, plus you will say 16 three times, which is 48, divided by the weights. What is the weight? 3:1, which becomes 3 plus 1, 4. Weighted average, kind of weighted average, right? This is a weighted average. This is what you do in the weighted average as well. So therefore 12 into 1, 13 into 6, and then you say that divided by 4. All right, this is nothing but 60 divided by 4, which is equal to 15 units. I am not kidding. Give this question to the 9th standard fellow. He will solve it within no time, because this is one of their favorite questions. Their favorite questions. How to find any line in between the trapezium. Ask them. They will know this. Hey, this is how you will do. All right, I mean, whichever way you guys have learned, it doesn't matter to me. That's what your teachers would have taught you. That's nothing but 15. All right, therefore now let me go to the area of this particular trapezium. From here afterwards, everybody will do. What is the area of this particular trapezium? Sum of the parallel sides and the perpendicular distance between them. Perpendicular distance, I will call it as 3x units. Why 3x? Because this is 3. This entire length is nothing but 4x units. The whole length is going to be 4x units if I want the bottom trapezium. Let me find the top trapezium here. Or let me find the top trapezium, which is RXXY. RXXY trapezium, when I'm finding the area of this trapezium, you say 12 plus 15 divided by 2 times of 3x. All right. Hey, what about the bottom one, PQRS? When I'm coming to the bottom one, you say that 12 plus 16 divided by 2, that is the average of the parallel sides, and you have this one called as the 4x. Fair enough. So x's doesn't matter to us, and hence 2 also doesn't matter to us. You have 27 into 3, which becomes 81. You have 28 into 4, which becomes 112. Very, very simple question. It's a 9th standard question to stop with, and it came in CAT. What I can do about it? It came in CAT. Right, it came in CAT, and 9th standard student get excited when they look at this kind of question. Okay, is this fine? Making some sense, everybody? Making some sense? Guys, don't neglect some simple stuff. All right, now, so we learn all big stuff, and then we will forget how to find a measurement of a line. Let's not get trapped there. Doing all big things and getting trapped with not able to find one line in between doesn't make sense. Yeah, let's be mindful about it. Let's be mindful about these small aspects as well. As we are learning big things, let's be mindful about small things. Yep. Good. All right. That kind of brings us to the end of this particular lecture. Now I have a question to all of you. Now I have a question to all of you. Should we restore? Tomorrow we'll be doing algebra, right? And we'll be doing it a little differently. We will do that. So tomorrow when we do algebra, should we restore, or we will maintain at this particular, should we maintain at this? Made the wrong figure. All right, Rishabh. No worries. Yeah. Should we restore, which means, okay, step up to what we were doing in the previous 3-4 lectures, or let's kind of retain it out here, what we are trying to do today, quickly. If it is to be retained, put it as retain. If it has to be step up, put it as up. No down. We cannot go below this. It doesn't make sense. Should we retain or should we step up? Step up means go back to what we were kind of doing, or retain it somewhere about here. So now I'm asking you, so how should we go about this? Okay. All right. That's 4 responses, 5 responses. All 5 are same. That's nice. That's nice. 6 responses, all 6 are same. Good. All right. I'm thinking that others also would more or less convey the same, I guess. All right. So before I say what we will do tomorrow, let me quickly get you through a couple of announcements. Then I will tell you what we are doing tomorrow a little differently. So before that, let me quickly get through this. So if anybody is here for the OMETs batch, OMET batches for your ZAT, or if you're looking at SNAP, all at things like that, or TISnet, all of this. So this is what it is. There is a batch launch that's happening tomorrow. And by any chance, if anybody with CAT 22, there is a batch launch tomorrow. And if somebody is preparing for yeah, that's pretty much. One of them is a weekday batch, and the one which started on 13th is a weekend batch. Now all this comes with a subscription whenever you are doing a structured course on a plus. So that comes with, you might have to take a subscription for it, because that will be pretty structured based on your learning abilities. Different educators do it in a little different style, and you will find all kind of those kind of lectures. So on this, yeah, there are 6-month subscription, 12-month subscription, even 3-month subscriptions are there. On all this you get 10% discount whenever you use any of the educator code, so including my code, which is Belvi 100. Yeah, iconic. So I rather suggest that whatever the subscription you take, always I always advise you to, I prefer it to you to take the iconic subscriptions, because you get a lot of one-to-ones in a 6-month subscription. In addition to your structured courses, you get 25 one-to-one, 50 one-to-one, 100 one-to-one. Even 3-month subscriptions will come with that one-to-one. In that one-to-one, you can discuss either your preparation strategy, or you can just pull out your Excel and show that, hey, these are the kind of scores I'm getting on my Excel. So therefore, how should I go about it? Where I'm lacking? How can I improve on this? Or it can be tips on the interview. You are stuck with one particular question, not really getting to know how to answer that particular question. Why MBA? You are not convinced about your answer. Sure, already you can put up that in the one-to-one discussion. You can discuss them. Not convinced about your strengths, how the way you are projecting your strengths, you are not convinced. The way you are projecting your role model, you are not convinced. You can kind of check that. All right, you can check that with one of the educators, one of the mentors of your choice. You can set up the meetings at your wish, all right, with that one of the mentors, and you can take it further, right? That's what happens in the iconic subscription. These interactions does help, right? Therefore be mindful. So whenever you do anything, all right, you always need to speak to some people who are right out there, who kind of understand their professors, which means who have gone into certain B schools, dealt with the professors. They know the psyche of the professors, because they're teachers. They're very theoretical in nature. Of course they are practical, no doubt about it, but much more theoretical. Therefore, how do you need to convey it to them? That's very important to them. Speaking to an industry person is different. Speaking to a professor is different, because their psyche is little different. So therefore, how do you present your profile to them is very important in the interviews. All right, so there is an offer running now. So there is an offer which is running. So as a part of this particular offer, if you buy 3-month subscription, you get 1 month free, and so on and so forth. On all of these offers, you get additional 10% discount whenever you use a educator code. All right, so before you get out of this lecture, so if you have liked what we kind of did, you can always press the like button. So that would be encouraging to all of us, and you can press the like, and then you can move there. Yeah, tomorrow what we do is we will be meeting tomorrow on the Unacademy app. So SC, we'll do a special class, because we'll do algebra tomorrow. Right, we'll do algebra tomorrow. That's on the special class. One lecture at 4 p.m. Both algebra lectures. One lecture at 4 p.m. That's a free special class. One at 4, the other one at 6. Right, one lecture we do at 4 p.m. maybe 60 minutes lecture here, and we'll take a little bit of break, because back to back some people might get tired on the algebra. Therefore we will do 60 minutes at 4 p.m. and then we'll come back and do 60 minutes at 6 p.m. and as most of you said, we will restore it back to what we were kind of discussing. We will go back to that level, try and discuss that at that particular level back again. So when we reach tomorrow, so be there at 4 p.m. also at 6 p.m. but it's on the Unacademy app. We call them as the special lectures, which you would be kind of aware of. I will put that notification onto your group. Yeah, that's pretty much about today. So I will see you guys at 4 p.m. tomorrow, and the Unacademy app with a free special class on algebra. So bye till then. Good night to all of you. Thanks for being here, and thanks for you. Good performance, guys. Most of you really worked out really well today. I should appreciate. Most of you got the answers. Let's hope that the cat comes at this kind of level and you all kind of rock this quantitative section. Yeah, so I will wind up here. Good night to all of you. God bless you and good night.